Good evening everybody and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I want to show you how you can interoperate on Snowflake tables. So this video will focus on, first we'll create a sample table in Snowflake, and we have already created an external volume prior to the video. That video was uploaded on the YouTube over here. As you can see, how to use AWS S3 as an external volume in Snowflake. So this video, what we'll do is we'll create a sample table. We'll see the data, the Snowflake tables data in S3. After that, we'll leverage X table and perform the translation of metadata. So you can either interoperate as Hudi, Iceberg, or Delta. But before we begin the today's lab, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss any particular updates. Right, so first we're gonna create an Snowflake table over here. I'm on my Snowflake. Remember, I have created an external volume, okay? So I'm gonna execute this command. Looks like we have a small issue, so let me quickly fix it. Let's do samples, because maybe I have already that table in the Snowflake. So I'm gonna create a table called samples, and sure enough it worked. And then I would wanna insert data into this particular table. Lovely, fantastic. And then I just wanna verify if everything works. So select everything from, and then I'm gonna copy the database name, .schema name, .table name. So if I query this, perfect, I see the data over here. Perfect. Let's verify probably the S3. If I refresh here, Snowflake tables, lovely, samples, and then here you can see the data. I have that Parquet files and the metadata. Now we have that table on S3. Now let's take a look at the X table. So now in order to interoperate, I made your life a little easy. I made a simple Docker file which will do all the heavy lifting. So you don't have to worry about the jar files, etc. All right, so here is my data on S3, right? So I'll click on copy S3 URI. And then what I want to do is I want to show you the directory. In this directory, let me actually close all these files so then I can easily explain you. Okay, so I have a file called myconfig.yml file. In myconfig.yml over here, as you can see, I'm gonna simply replace the path. As you can see, I'm gonna replace the path, the table based path, and then the table data path, it's inside the data, right? So I'm gonna change that. And the name of the table is samples over here. So again, source is Iceberg. The target is gonna be Delta and Hudi, because the Snowflake tables I want to either interoperate as Delta or Hudi. And then the table name, right? The namespace, right? Simple enough, right? Then let me open up my notes. Then you have to create a file called catalog.yml, and I have masked all the information over here. So the JDBC user, so the Snowflake username, Snowflake password, and then the JDBC URI will go over here, and then of course your warehouse path. So this is the catalog.yml. And now all we will do is simply we'll run the sync command. Before that, I want to share the Docker file. Don't worry about my AWS access secret. These are going to be destroyed right after the video. So I'm using Rocky Linux. Then I create a directory called home. I install Java, and then I install Maven and all the other pet packages there. I set the Java home. I set the AWS access secret key. I create a directory called X table, and then inside that directory I install all these jar files. After installing the jar file, I mount the catalog.yml, myconfig.yml, and the utility bundle jar. And then at the end, piece of cake guys, I just run the sync command. So see how easily it becomes now, right? So now give me a second, because I just need to change. I think it's gonna be fine, yeah. So let me now go inside this directory. And then I will do this docker build -t. So we are building an image called X table app. Dot means look for the Docker file in the current directory. As you can see, the image was built successfully, and then I'm gonna run it, right? So before that, again, there's nothing called Hudi or Delta over here, okay? So now I run this docker run -it, and it is running. You can see that the container is also in the running state, the Rocky Linux. So let it run. This will take about a couple of minutes, so I just want to be a little patient here. And then if you refresh, you can see that Delta log folder and Hudi folder. Again, it's still running though, so let it do its thing, and then once it is done, we should be seeing those metadata being created. In the meanwhile, once this is created, what I want to also show you is, so if you want to query with Athena, then we're gonna create a simple glue crawler, crawl over this data as Iceberg or Hudi, whatever you like again, and then you can start running SQL queries through Athena, man. So that's that. So let's wait. That's the delta log. Still running, the sync command is running and it's building the metadata for all the three formats. So if I go now, I see my delta metadata, which is great, .json file. I see my Hudi metadata, perfect, and then I have my Iceberg, of course. All right, so Samuel, fantastic, man. Man, how show me how would I now query this in at Athena, bro? All right, so well, you first need. Do I have a database? I can use a default. That's fine. All right, crawler. Okay, I'm gonna go to create crawler, demo Snowflake. Okay. Everybody good so far? Click next, click on add source. Here, you can choose Iceberg, Delta, Hudi, whatever you like. I mean, you can interoperate now, right? So let me probably copy the S3 URI. Next, want to select the IAM role. Target, I'm just gonna build in the default one, so that's fine. And rest everything, I'm just gonna leave it. All right, so I'm gonna run the crawler. The glue crawler is running. So the crawler job is like, to identify the underlying schema and then populate that in the glue hive metastore. So let this run. Let me stop the video here and I'm gonna resume once this is complete, okay? The crawler is completed. Just took about a minute or so there. And then if I go to database, default, and let me refresh here. Here I can see that table, right? Iceberg, Delta, again, doesn't really matter however you like to call, right? It's universal data lake now, right? So that's the beauty. And now I can come, oops, not the generate one. I want to do a preview table. All right, just running a simple standard SQL and here you can see same data in Athena, right? I can query that in Snowflake as well. There you go. I can query in Snowflake. I can query in Athena. That's it. That's the beauty, man. That you guys can now, have your Snowflake tables interoperated. Read that in Hudi, Iceberg, Delta. Query it in Athena or any other query engines that you like. Thank you so much for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed. I'll leave all the resources such as Dockerfile and everything on the GitHub soon. Just give me some time. I just need to upload everything. So I'll upload that soon. With that being said, keep smiling, keep programming, keep helping everybody, and I will be seeing you in the next video.